What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, aka Toe Tag and Tambo, back for our Saturday round 4 showdown edition here at Run Pure Sports for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Got my guys with me, AP, and I don't even think I've ever done a show with my other guy, Kurt. So I'm excited. Him and I had some good chats today. We had a few sweats out there. I know that our guy Kurt Kitayama, another Kurt, did not come through for us. So Kurt, I'll bring you in, man. He came through in the clutch, but he bogeyed the last, is what I mean, to give away the bogey-free round, which you were calling the BFR in our Discord. But how was your day, man? How you doing this week? What's going on?
It was good. The bogey-free round cost me a top 5 in the mini-max. But, like the way prizes are set, that doesn't really change anything for me. So, yeah, I had a lot of web today. That hurt. But, I did a lot. I ended up going about even, which if you saw my player pool, you would have been like, wow, good job. I mean, my two most exposed were Webb and Will. So, hey, if a push is a win, I'll take it.
Yeah, but we're going to talk with some of those same guys anyway. We get into it, of course, going to go through it as always, leaderboard style. But AP, I'll bring you in, man. How's your week going? I know you've got some pretty good sweats on the classic slate. Not sure how your showdown went today, but we're going to talk about round 4. So how's your main slate looking going into tomorrow?
Yeah, main slate's looking pretty good. And one of the problems is anytime I'm in this spot to where kind of I got a little sweat and a couple different things, I tend to go all in on my guys in showdown too, double down instead of hedge. And that's just my style. It is what it is. But so I'm just kind of prefacing this with I'm going to be a little bit, biased with some of my picks, but that's my style. So it is what it is.
I'll tell you this. I love your style because I don't understand. I know it's everyone has their own way of doing it. It's their money. It's how big do you want to make your player pool? There's no real answer you can choose. It's risk versus reward. But it's funny, Showdown's a totally separate slate. So when people are like, oh, I'm not going to play my guys tomorrow because if I lose all my money in Showdown, at least I'll win on Classic. It's not even true. What if only 3 of your guys come through that end up, you don't win first place on Classic and you killed yourself for Showdown too? I don't know. I'm playing the best plays the guy thinks, at least I think, are the best plays, but let's get into it. We'll do the same thing as always, guys. Kurt, I'll bring you in too. We're going to talk weather real fast. I see nothing, so I'll make it fast and quick for my side, but it looks pretty clear across the day, 2 to 7 miles per hour. I don't care about that swap. It's a birdie fest. There's plenty of scoring out there. Guys are going to be attacking pins. There's absolutely nothing to lose. Kurt, do you see anything with weather that you want to talk about before we hop into the regular leaderboard style?
No, I peeked before I went to dinner. It looks about the same as today, right?
Even better, actually. Yeah, it's just literally clear. There's nothing going on. So I don't see anything there, but AP, I'll let you talk on it real quick, just from strategy. Do you care? Are you only going a certain point down the leaderboard? Will you run out some guys that are going out first thing in the morning? What are you doing here, considering the weather is completely clear?
I mean, this is one of those spots to where I don't value placement points as high as other places. This is a true birdie fest. And in my opinion, for round 4 showdown, that's where we're going to get our edge. So naturally, yeah, I'm going to be fading Finau and Pendrith up top. Just 2 rules I'm going to make right there, because any of these guys below them can score, can keep up with them as far as showdown, scoring goes. So that's going to be the stance I make. I think that's the move. I mean, you got Stallings, you got Cam Young. I mean, all of these guys need to go, flag hunting. And here's the thing: if you play Finau or Pendrith tomorrow, and let's just say, they stall, which we see all the time. Maybe not with Finau, but maybe with Pendrith. But even if Finau goes 3 under, 4 under, I don't know if that's going to be enough, because we're going to have guys chasing going way, way, way under, especially with benign conditions.
Yeah, we're segueing into it, and I'm going to be fading with you and a lot more than that too, actually, up top, because there's just so many guys up there that went super low today, had their rounds, and if they beat me tomorrow, they beat me. There's some that I'm interested in, so when we get there, we'll go through that. Kurt, I'll start it off with you, man. What are you doing with the top of this leaderboard? We obviously have Pendrith. I mean, it was frustrating down the stretch. If you were, backing Finau or needing to fade Pendrith, if you had him, you loved it. But there was 4 holes at the end where Finau hits a great shot, Pendrith hits it inside of him, and then Finau misses, Pendrith makes. And then on the very last hole, it finally reverses. Finau hits a better shot than him. Pendrith pops it in his face, and then he goes up and misses the shorty. So a little back and forth. He definitely was not scared of last week's winner, Tony Finau. But those 2 at the top, start with them. And then let's run it right down to Siwoo Kim. They're sitting at 13 under. What are the guys that you like up in this range?
So Pendrith, I faded Pendrith in Classic. We talked about that today. But he has been an absolute hero for me in Showdown. I know he's been chalky, but like I've just been riding the guy all Showdown. I think I'm going to come off. I just think maybe the moment might be too big for him. That's why I'm going to go on. I don't really want to play 40%. I didn't want to play 15% Pendrith in Classic. So what do you think I'm going to feel about 40% Pendrith on round 4 Showdown? Tony, I've been fading him all week, and it's just been hurting. I had Cantlay today, so it kind of evened out. But I think I'm going to fade Tony with you guys too. 40%, I'm assuming. I'm going to fade that. I think I might play Cam Young. He was in the winner the other day. Give me some Cam Young and Cantlay, Stallings. I'm not going to play more after that amazing round. And I've been fading Kim all week. I'm going to continue to do it.
We're very similar up top. AP, I'll come to you. Same thing. I know you already mentioned what you're doing with Finau and Pendrith, but the other guys, one thing I'll preface it for you actually, AP, is that, Kurt just said it there. I don't think this is sneaky. Still, pick your spots, play your guys, but I think a lot of people are playing Cam Young tomorrow and happy to come off Finau. I'll just say that. It just looks like you'd think on paper that's not a scenario, but to me, it's just an absolute obvious one. Even though he had the big round today, it doesn't matter. I think a lot of people see him getting his first win here tomorrow, and they're going to take chances in Showdown tomorrow, and he'll be a lot higher owned than a lot of people think. AP, what do you think of that? And what are you doing with the rest of the guys up top there, 13 and under or better?
Yeah, so like a natural hedge for me would be to play Cam Young because I don't have him on the main slate. I wave stacked. I went all in on the AM wave. He's the one guy that could hurt me. However, I don't think at a course like this, I see no value in hedging because any of these guys can go low. And you're going to get a guy that's very chalky in Cam Young. No, I'm not going to go to him. He's a stud though. I'm rooting for him. I'm not on him and I want to root against him. I can't root against this guy. Dude's an absolute stud. So if you're on him and you want to double down on your builds, play him. I'm going to be fading him though with Finau and Pendrith. I got enough Pendrith and Finau in main slate, which was kind of crazy. Like Finau is pretty low owned, on the main slate, which was nice to see. Then we got Cantlay. I'm going to be on Cantlay. So steady. He's going to be chasing. He's a guy that I don't know. If you're Cantlay right now, you got a 9 under round in you. You could come from behind and win here. So I think he has all the confidence in the world. I don't think he sees that 6-stroke gap as that much of a hurdle to overcome. So Cantlay, I love. Stallings, I love. Stallings has been hurtful on round 4s, but man, this guy, he's got it. He's got it in him, and I feel like he's been in this position enough now to where he knows what to do. So I'm going to trust in his driver's been awesome. Guy can absolutely bomb it. I mean, so many of these guys can, but I like Stallings quite a bit. Taylor Moore, this dude's been a hero for me. This is what I'm talking about, doubling down. I got him in a single inch. So we got to revisit this at some point because going into this event, I ended up in a lot of my smaller field single entries, the $200, 200 and some people in it, 10K up top. What I did was I just jammed in both Cantlay and Finau. And then I played guys like Taylor Moore that are 0.3% owned that have a ton of upside. So I'm going to go right back to Taylor Moore here, Russell Henley as well. I like a bunch of these guys that are going to be in what I call the chasing range.
Yeah, I like that. I'm with you on the Stallings call for sure. Just again, I like him better in this spot anyway. Usually it's where he's coming from, is from behind. And I think it's just a better spot for him just to be able to go out, hunt flags like you called it, and just go out and be able to score. So I don't mind him. I'm not playing Pendrith, Finau, Steven Yeager. I'm not playing. I don't want to play Taylor Moore after that round. I'm not going on Siwoo Kim. The only guys I really like up here are Young, Cantlay, and Stallings. And I know Young will be popular, like I just said earlier, but the only thing is I think you can play him in a different way. I'll say this. I think a lot of people that play Cameron Young tomorrow will be choosing him over Cantlay or Finau and then dipping down. You just talked about it, AP. If it can work on Classic, it can most certainly work on Showdown round 4. And you can play Young and Cantlay together and go down and get different value plays than the ones that we already know are getting sucked up with the ownership up top in Yeager, Moore, some of the guys in this next range with Duncan, some of those dudes. So I think there's plenty of ways to still get different. But again, you're picking your guys. And when I'm not playing the 3 value plays and the 2 leaders, I can pretty much do whatever I want with my lineups at that point. Kurt, going back to you, man, we got Svensson at 12 under. let's go the big range right down to Michael Thompson, T16. So you've got 15 guys almost in this range. If you want to talk through that, what do you got here?
So I've been on Svensson every single day. I'm going to be off tomorrow at 8K for him. It's just, I think he will go 400 or 500 again tomorrow, but I want to play I know everyone can't go 700, but that's really the mindset I want to have for everyone I choose. And I don't think he can get there. I do like Henley a lot, lost with the short game. Everyone plays that narrative, but then I look at the ownerships and it's I still these guys still come in low that had great ball striking, but couldn't putt for shit. They're still lower. So I'll go Russell Henley. Kurt gained a lot with the short game, but I have no issue going back to him. Steele's been a hero for me. I'm going to play him the past 2 days at least. Charlie Hoffman, I'm not going to play Hoffman. He did decent for me today. I will play Old Man Johnson, though. Lost the short game, and I don't know. It's just I'm not going to have a lot of it, but I liked it. Teach was a hero for me today. Not going to chase that low round. JJ Spawn, I'm not playing him. He's a midget. It kind of pisses me off to look at. He looks like my brother-in-law.
Come on, man. I like my we love JJ Spawn over here.
I do too. So me and AP will be aligned on that one. But you go ahead, Kurt. Keep talking.
Hey, real quick. So part of the theme on last night's show was we kept interrupting Snyder. I don't know if you saw that, Tambo, but literally anytime Snyder was talking, and the chat was just all over it. It was. Anyway, it was a good time.
I think I started that because I was trying to outro one of our premium shows, and Big Uncle T kept interrupting me as I'm trying to close the show, and I was like, I hate when people do that. And then Holden mentioned, I think, something about hating it, and now it's just become like the RPS thing, just to cut off the host as much as you possibly can to try and cut into their flow. All right, Kurt, back to you. Let's cut AP off here and go back to your
Hambo's too much of a professional, man. He's just too good.
Go ahead, Kurt. Finish us out of this range. You're mentioning everyone, but at least it's in a good or bad way. I do appreciate that. You were about to mention your guy, Kurt Kitayama here. I could hear you say something over there, a little meow over there.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing with Kurt tomorrow?
You told me the cutoff was Thompson, so I'm not going to mention Kurt yet.
He's in the same. He's 10 under with Thompson.
Okay, so you meant go all the way down to 10.
Oh, you're going through the pricing where you got to get to. Oh, geez, rookie mistake, AP.
No, I got data up.
Leaderboard style. We're on the leaderboard. We're looking at all those guys at 10 under.
That's what I'm on. But for data golf, it has Kurt Kitayama's the last 10 under they have listed for some reason.
Okay.
But I'm going to play Kurt Kitayama. I want to play. Same thing with Wyndham Clark. I'm going to play Wyndham Clark too because he can shoot. He can drive the ball long, can post a low score. No Wallace or Watney. Cam Davis. I'm going to be off Cam Davis actually. He pissed me off not getting that BFR. So
it's BOFR. It's BOFR. If you look at the actual,
it's both of these nuts is what it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just Kurt Kitayama for 10 under and Clark. That's it for me. What do you guys got?
Yeah, AP, you go ahead, man. What do you like here in this range? There's a lot of guys here, so talk through it.
What are we going down to? 10,
you already mentioned
under?
Henley. Did you like Svensson or Kirk at 12
under? Yeah, I mean Chris Kirk is interesting. Man, I like Cam Davis down there, 10 under. Looked good today. Knows this course very well. Can bomb it. Man, here's the problem down here is man, we can see low scores. A lot of these guys have the ability to go low. I'm going to be off Matt Wallace. I'm going to be off Kurt Kitayama. I like Cam Davis. My bad. Meow. My bad.
Makes up for it.
Man, Charlie Hoffman, not going to play. Zach Johnson, he's been getting it done via around the green. You're gaining all your strokes with around the green play here. No, thank you at all. Not going to play him. Svensson, I'm probably going to be off. So really, for me, it's Henley, it's Cam Davis, and maybe Chris Kirk. But honestly, I don't like it that much. I think we can get value elsewhere, and I'm going to make a bunch of fades.
Yeah, two of the bigger ones for me that I'm off.
Wyndham Clark. Sorry, I do like Wyndham Clark. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all. Wyndham Clark's fine anyway. Like you said, I think it's just the capability of what he can do out there, how low he can go. A lot of people own him on Classic too, which I think is interesting. Back to AP, your original thought on the hedge side of things, because that's another thing about round 4. People are sitting good with a Wyndham Clark lineup, I don't need him tomorrow. And it doesn't mean he won't get ownership, but it does keep him in check somewhat when you look at the ownership tomorrow when it comes out. Could he have been 30 and now instead he's 15 to 20? It's just the way things shake out. Two of the bigger guys I'm off up here. You guys both talked about them in different ways, I guess. But Davis for sure. Like the first 2 days to me were more what we should expect out of Davis. He literally won here last year. Today he had the hero round 2. And the reason I had him in my core today, I loved him. The reason I liked him so much for today is because if you watched round 2, he could not have missed more putts. If you paid attention to round 3 today, it's like he could not have made more. That was the thing. So I don't really want to chase it because he's up there on the board. I know we do it leaderboard style, but pricing wise, he's up there at 9,600. So when I've got Cantlay, Young, we'll get to Willie Z later. I always play one stud that can go low, and I think that's the guy, him or Thigala, Homa. There's other guys around him that I just think can do more damage, and he makes sense, but he'll come with ownership because he had a killer round today. So I love JJ Spawn. I know Kurt was talking him down, called him a midget, but doesn't matter. You don't need to be tall to go out here and put up 64s or 65s, and JJ Spawn can do just that. So I'll be there on him. I like the fade on Svensson you guys talked about. I know he looks really good on paper, but when you talk about the way that it's required around here to get there is making putts. Yes, he's made putts a lot. What was it, 10 events before this? What's he at for this event? I should check that. He's actually slightly gaining still, so it would be 11 in a row. But like Kurt said, when you got that price point there, again, there's other guys around him, Stallings, Merritt, Gotterup, guys that we'll get to, Clark, that I just think are going to be able to go lower more often. So I'll go to them. I don't mind the old man ZJ call. Not super interested, though, because of his price. When you go down, actually, now that I think about it, he's with Mullinex and Spawn. So tough for me to get there. And then I think that's it in this range. I don't know what I did with Kurt. I had all my picks up. Kurt Kitayama, I'll still play again tomorrow. What did I notice on him before we hopped on? Oh, yeah. Everything he did today for us, Kurt, and then blew the bogey-free round. Yeah. Did not score on 2 of the 4 par 5s on top of all of it. No streak. Couldn't find one in there. Like, just actually left some out there on top of the bogey-free round. Missed. So I'll go back to him tomorrow. 16th. He may get a little love, but he's down the board enough. And a guy that you could just go to. Kurt, I'll go back to you here. Let's do 9 under all the way down to, I don't know, even 6 under, to be honest. Like, down to T50. Just do the rest of this range and maybe just pick 5 or 6 guys that you like or something like that.
So first of all, what do you think JJ Spawn's going to be owned? What's his ownership?
He'll have some. He's 6,600. He'll definitely be a little bit popular, but then you got to remember Steven Yeager, Taylor Moore. Who are the other guys that we talked about down there? You know, let me pull it up. But he'll get ownership for sure. But again, if you're fading both leaders and you're fading Steven Yeager and Taylor Moore and other guys, you can still play somebody. You just got to pick your guy.
Yeah, that's true. So I got to watch a lot of Max Homa's round because it was like right when I got back from the gym, so I was just sitting there like this.
How are you sitting there?
I was like, okay. I couldn't move. My legs were hurting so bad. So I literally just stuck to the TV for like his whole round. He had 2 like straightforward 6-foot birdie putts he missed, and then he hits in the water on the one hole that has water. And it's like he legit could have had a huge day if he just would have, even if he just birdied like bogeyed 18 and then didn't do all the other shit, like he would have had such a massive round. I'm gonna go right back to Homa. Somehow I wasn't going to play him yesterday, then he ended up hitting like 40% of my builds, so I loved it. P-Rod, also another guy that missed a lot of putts. With him, like that doesn't mean that he's going to come out tomorrow and shoot low, but I like P-Rod, so I'm going to play him. Let's see. No, I don't play Troy Merritt. Got her up. Same thing with Wyndham Clark and Kurt Kitayama. I'm going to play them for the same reason. Cameron Champion. I think I will go back to Champion for the same exact reason here. Stuart Sink.
I love that you call him Champion, by the way. Everyone calls him Champ, but I love like the extra champion in there. Just, man, he is a champion, so I love it.
He was good.
It's good mojo. It's good mojo. Yeah, I love it.
Him tomorrow. Let's go.
I've been playing Jason Day. Everyone hates and shit on him. I've watched a lot of his shots too, and like he's legit striking the ball great. He just can't putt. And one day he's going to putt decent. What did he do today? He actually game putting today. But I'm still going to play him anyways because I like what I'm seeing from him. I might be off Buckley after that round. Streelman, no. I'm going right back to Simpson. Don't care if he puts that front 9, which is easier, but he's sucking at it. If he puts them both together, he probably won't. But if he does, Webb can go about 7 under here. So give me that. Callum Tarrant, love a bounce back spot here. Hodges, I think the wheels fell off a little bit, so I'm not going to go there. Lashley, a lot of interest in Lashley. It feels like he started the round so great, all this momentum, and then it just kind of went. But for a guy who has the course record here, I'll play him again. Willie Z, I'm going to be heavy on again. Brandon Wu, I'm going to go back to. Smotherman, no. Sorry. And I'm going to always play Austin Cook.
I actually like some of those that you picked out there. AP, I'm going to bring it to you and ask you a question before you do the rest of this range. But if you could only pick one, of course you don't have to pick, but I'm curious because they're actually $100 apart in Showdown tomorrow. Is Henley versus Webb Simpson. We know where they are on the leaderboard, but if you could only pick one for just pure upside tomorrow, take the placement points out of it, who would you go to there?
Russell Henley.
If it's upside.
Well,
yeah,
Henley did leave a lot out there.
That's what I'm talking. What is Webb? What kind of we keep getting sucked, and I played Webb. I need Webb tomorrow. I need him big time. And now, what has he done? He sucked us in by making a streak, 3 birdies in a row to finish it off. What did he do on the front? Nothing. It was crazy. Very
it's
tilty.
so good that I don't know if you read my mind, but the reason I wanted to ask you that, and you went right into it, walked into the trap, not the trap, but it's what we're going to be thinking about. What's next week? You and I talked about this on the other night.
Yeah.
It's the Wyndham. Isn't he going to suck us in tomorrow and just go out and put this 7 under round and then at Wyndham next week?
He's easier to fade as chalk though. Like when we know he's going to be 25, 30% owned, I'm not going to play Webb Simpson at that kind of ownership.
We want him to go super low tomorrow so we can fade next week. Then.
Yeah. I want him to go low tomorrow because I want to ship this the 50K
for the second time this season. By the way,
it'd be a fun. Yeah, it'd be a fun thing to do. Tough tournament to win. Very difficult tournament to win. For me in this range, Cam Champ. I'm doubling down. Man, he started off so strong. Cameron Champion, I should say. I think he got a little conservative on the back. He was burning edges. The putter was dialed in, and man, just started burning edges and couldn't get anything going. However, he needs good finishes. I think he's going to be plenty motivated, and I think he can go low tomorrow. So I'm gonna go double down with him. Max Homa, man, Kurt, he had such a strong start there. But, Max Homa, he's the type of player now that, he knows he's out of it. He knows he has no chance to win. He's a winner on the PGA Tour. His expectations are very high. He was taking interviews from, when he was done with his round. He's chilling there with Amanda Balionis or whatever her new name is. And, he looked pretty content, looked pretty comfortable. And he was joking about how, tomorrow, at this point in time, he's just going to be, flying home and stuff. So it just seemed like, maybe not taking it as seriously. I don't know. Homa always has the ability to go low, but I'm going to fade him. And just, he can't play everyone. Chris Gotterup is always interesting, a bomber. The dude hits at a mile. I mean, it's impressive. 380, 370. These guys are crazy nowadays. I took my son to the driving range and, I was poking some drives, but nowhere near what these guys are doing. I was pumped hitting it 280, 290, finally hitting some pokes out there. Nowhere near what these guys are doing. It's just absolutely insane how far they hit it. It's crazy. So Chris Gotterup, obviously, I'm interested in. Pat Rogers. Pat Rod, man, I love him. I'm going to be on him as well. And then a lot of fades down here. I do like Sahith. Sahith was 1 over today, which was just crazy. Sahith's a guy that doesn't care about that. He can go so low tomorrow. I'm gonna have interest in Sahith. So
I love Sahith.
And he's gonna be. People are gonna look at the 1 over and be like, "What did he do?" And they're not gonna want to play him. I think it's a great opportunity for a little flop lag spot, as our boy Snyder often talks about. So for me, it's Sahith. It's I can't play Jason Day. So the thing is while Jason Day's putter sucks right now, this dude was multiple years in a row the best putter in the world. Not even close. Doing what Denny No, I'm not going to play him.
Okay.
I think his game is he's doing what Denny McCarthy's doing right now. That's what he used to do. 3, 4, 5 years ago, Day was crazy good. But no, I can't go there, especially if the putter is not as dialed in. So, man, for me, it's Champ, it's Gotterup, it's Thigala, and a lot of fades.
Yeah, I'm debating big time in this range between, again, you can play them both still. I always go back and forth on this stuff, but Zalatoris down there and Thigala are 9,900 and 9,500. And the way you just talked about Thigala, I was, kind of back and forth between him and Willie Z. And I just feel better about the chances for Thigala tomorrow just to go out and just shoot an absolutely crazy low round versus Zalatoris, who had 4 birdies on the first 2 days. He has not played the par 5s well at all, which you could say maybe he goes out tomorrow and does it, but he has not been able to find it. Didn't even game with his irons today, which is usually his best thing. He just has not had the same game. So it's just, back and forth. You could play both, but I want to commit to a smaller player pool tomorrow. So I'm trying to pick. Kurt, did you have other thoughts there? You seem to like both of those guys.
Yeah.
But talk to me about the rest of this range. Anybody else in there for you?
I looked right over Thigala. That's my bad. But I was literally at dinner telling my dad and his friend, I was like, I'm going to play so much Thigala tomorrow. It's like, so I don't, you can't do him and Will in the same lineup, but I do think I want to have one of them in the lineup because I'm fading most of the top guys. So I think I'm going to have a rule of at least one in every line.
Yeah, I just think we always see it, right, guys, from down below. And again, Thigala is more up the board too, which is another thing. So I do like that. Just going down here for me, a few other guys. Ben Martin is a cheap guy. I like a lot of the same guys you said that, the Homas, the Champs, the Goddard-ups, guys that can go low. We know that stuff. But some of the other ones that stood out, Buckley, AP, you were talking about him this week. So I know he can go extremely low. I think it's the easy courses on your chart that he was just destroying. Him and Whaley are two guys that stood out to me down here that you'd mentioned previously. And if you look even today, like Buckley just went off, but it doesn't reflect as much as you might think. He's still T40. He's down there around all those other value plays that are way up the board, and he did nothing on the 10-hole stretch after his 5 in a row or whatever it was. So I think that I can go back to a guy like him, and then there was one other guy. Oh, Lashley is the other guy that you mentioned down there, Kurt. And then Mullinax was the guy I mentioned earlier around JJ Spawn. When you're like, how popular? Well, he'll be popular, but there also is other guys around him you can go to. And if you're not playing the same guys as everybody else up at the top of the board, there's plenty of other options down below. Other than that, AP, bring it back to you. Anybody else that you want to talk about down here? Because I don't have much else. Maybe Austin Smotherman was one. And then Adam Hadwin, last one. Don't love it. He's T60. He's played horrible, but you saw what he did last Sunday. I think it was a 6-under bogey-free round, another similar type setup. So anybody else for you, AP?
Yeah, Hayden Buckley was kind of my play of the day for round 3. He started off so hot. I'm willing to go back, man. He struggled on the back. The back is obviously playing much tougher than the front, but man, so one of these times, these guys are going to get it going, and we're going to see them perform on the back. Justin Lower, another interesting play. I can't go to Lee Hodges after going 5 over today. I think that's just tough to rebound from. Nasty Nate, very interesting as well. And then, man, like Smotherman, I mean, kind of interesting, but it's really going to, I want to play like a Johnny Vegas over like a Smotherman type. Like Johnny Vegas on paper has everything that you need to go low here. Absolutely crushes that off the tee. Sucked us in with an eagle there at the end. Outside of that, hasn't been scoring that good. But he's a guy that can go low, like shoot a 66. I could definitely see him doing that, and that's what we want. I'm going to make a lot. Like, I'm not going to play Adam Scott. Man, I +6 here yesterday. Like, ooh. Or today, I mean, like what a round that was. Any of these guys down here that are just completely out of it, like we're not playing Luke Donald ever, Kazire, McGirt, none of those guys. Easy fades. I'm gonna lock onto a lot of the guys that I need tomorrow. So like I'm gonna be very correlated with my main slate stuff, and it is what it is. We party or we don't. That's gonna be my style tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that style. Definitely do. I was just thinking when you said that about Vegas, like, yeah, 7,900, he's kind of in a no man's land too when you look there at the pricing. So I do like that, even though he might have sucked us in. But if you weren't going to be on Svensson, which we already talked about, and you've got Clark underneath him and Champ, but at 7,900, it's him or Taryn. And Taryn did not look good today either. He's capable of going low, but maybe he's running out of gas. That guy's been playing a lot of events, playing very well. He did not have a good day today. So I could see going to a Vegas there when not many people will be on him. 8:30 a.m. tee time. Just go out and absolutely crush it right out of the gate. We're posting the GIFs in the Discord with the hangover scene. Vegas, baby.
Sorry, Tambo. Was he the one that went out by himself on a Saturday a couple weekends ago and just went nuke?
Oh, Kurt, you got years on me, bud. I don't got that memory these days, man. I can't go. I don't forgot what happened yesterday almost. Round 2. I remember round 3 today, but round 2.
I'm with Tambo on that.
I wouldn't remember that far back. All it is those like we talked about, right? There's guys that go out early that can go low. You look at it. We didn't talk about Peter Malnati. What's his price? 6,500. I think he goes out 8-10 in the morning. What if he just pumps a low round out there? So I wouldn't go crazy with it. I'm with AP. I think, you're looking for guys a little bit up there that, again, it's not just because of when they go off or the placement points. I don't give a shit about that. It's who's actually been playing well and probably continues to do so versus a lot of the guys we like to take down here. The Homas, the Thigalas, the Willies, the guys that we talked about are actual studs that just might go out tomorrow and say, forget it. I'm going to try and shoot a 59 because nothing matters anyway. And when they shoot, birdie, bogey, birdie, birdie, bogey, birdie, like that still matters in Showdown. We don't care about the bogeys.
Well, one thing to think about. So Johnny Vegas, he's ranked like 99th to 100th, I think, in the FedEx Cup standings. So I don't know. He's safe to make it, but man, if you're him, you're not just wanting to make it into the tournament. You're wanting to place higher. I would think. I think there's some motivation there to, if he can go low, maybe get inside the top 20. It depends on how low you go. So some of these guys down here, you could look at where they're at in the FedEx ranking to help make your decision. Some guys are going to be motivated, some guys are not.
Yeah, anybody, like you said, that's inside that, it's not that you get a bunch of points because we're there. All the points come from the very top for the most part. But like you said, a guy like him who is in the mix is going to be playing for it. So I think that's a good.
What does like a top 20 get? Actually, maybe I was weighing that a little bit. Maybe I was weighting that a little too much. Maybe they'll be motivated to get top 20.
No. I agree with you. But in the sense of, again, we always talk about this narrative and how it's kind of getting, it's tough because everyone that falls out, when guys move up, others fall out. They all played. They were all motivated. Only some get there and don't. But to your point, tomorrow, when a guy like him has no choice but to try and score the lowest possible because it does matter, there is guys that it doesn't matter to as much. That it doesn't mean they won't try. It just means, like you said, when it comes down to every shot, it could be the difference maker. So when you look at that, that's what a tiebreaker or something like that, I got no problem with it. Kurt, any final thoughts from you, man, before we get out of here?
Yeah, what do you I'm going to actually open up my player pool a little bit. I'm going to have a tight, like, top 4 or 5, and then I'm going to kind of spread it out down low, try to get the low round and then see if that 10% can hit. So I might play Lipsky. I'm going to see who's in his range. Woo, Smotherman. He lost with the short game, and like I was watching a little bit of his round. He looked decent. I'm actually going to play some Lipsky, even though I wish he was like 6,900.
What is he, 7,300 tomorrow?
Yeah.
I usually like him, but and that's the other thing too. If you're not playing a bunch of guys and they're like, he's $100 less than Jaeger, who, they're not that different besides the fact of where Jaeger's starting way up the board. But you look at it from that perspective, I guess it would be, who would you play between him and Smotherman? That's really what it comes down to. Lipsky. What, you be Lipsky?
I'd be Lipsky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'd ask. But
I know you're running a tight player pool, so he's not even someone you're going to consider. But I think the way I'm doing it, I'm going to have him in there.
Yeah, I actually have Smotherman in right now, so I consider it. But like I said, just looking at it, I don't want to play them both. That's the thing for me.
Hell no. Hell no.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this week, guys. We've got a good plan laid out for you. Obviously, we're making a lot of big fades. We've got no problem with that. So play how you want to play. I just think it's the way to do it, where take some chances. And at a course like this, as AP mentioned earlier, there's just a lot of guys that can come from behind. And there's, Finau also could, I think AP, you mentioned at the top, Finau could go out and have a decent day, end up winning it or coming up just short or something. You just don't need him. So I think there's a lot of ways that this could go out. Obviously, Pendrith it feels like at least he's been doing everything right all week. Can he just not do that for a day and it would lead to that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I got no problem paying to find out by playing other guys. So hopefully we can get after it. There's $100K up top in the big $25 on DraftKings tomorrow. There's a lot of great cheaper tournaments, multi-entry, single entry, higher dollar stuff, pretty much everything you want out there. So do us a favor before we get out of here. Hit that like button for us. Hit that subscribe. Check us out on runpuresports.com. If you guys want to get into that Discord with us, you can use promo code RPSHeater25. Other than that, that's all I got for this week. Good luck in your contest tomorrow. For AP, for my guy Kurt joining us, first show ever, and for myself, Toe Tag and Tambo. AP, get us out of here, man.